It is Bones. And in this one, I'm going to do a quick little video, have a little bit of fun. Now, I did have a long week. I did have to go out of town, but now I am back in my office. I did have a lot of figures actually come in the mail, so that's pretty awesome. Gonna have to go through all of that, have a couple of videos lined up. But today I just wanted to do a quick video on me wanting to put the head from the Three Jokers Batman on one of my Grim Knights. Now obviously I love me some Grim Knight. This is by far one of my favorite figures that has been released by McFarlane. I do of course have one mint in package in my unopened collection, and I also have these beauties here. Now I have my unaltered version. I have my custom repaint with a battle damaged cape. I do have a video where I showed how I did that. I just have this random version that I picked up with 2 pistols, and then I also have this sweet version with a new gun that I actually took from the She-Spawn and painted it up a little bit, and I think it fits him really well. And of course I cannot forget my Grim Cycle that I custom made. I also have a video up on that. And this all began because I actually wanted to put the gritty, tough looking Three Jokers head on this custom one, and then I did want to give him that mercenary, mouth covering. But this was easier said than done, because as we all know, this Three Jokers Batman has the head that shall not be swapped. It does come on one of those neck pegs, basically the same way they did Dark Knight's Metal Batman and also the Year 2 Batman. And these are where the head comes attached to the neck peg, where there is no articulation at the actual head. It's just the peg connected to the head, and it goes into the socket at the top of the neck. Now, they did do this right on one of the Spawn Kickstarter figures, where you have the neck peg, but you actually can still articulate the head. And that's really the best way to do it. I don't know why McFarlane has decided to do these with no added articulation, just the plug and the head stuck on top. Not a big fan of this, but I knew that I would have to get past this when I wanted to use this Three Jokers head. Now, I have actually done this before. That is on this custom Dark Knight Metals Batman that I made. Now the head is articulated because, as you know, it comes on a neck peg. But I actually was able to separate it and put it on a different neck. Now, I did actually learn something from that one, and that was that when you want to cut these pegs to make the head fit, you don't actually want to cut it where the jawline goes to the neck. You actually want to give it a little bit of gap, like a little bit of space between there, because that's actually what sits on the neck peg. And when you cut it right where the jawline is and you follow the line, it makes it kind of like too short. So you have a big gap between the neck and the actual head. But it's not too bad. I did learn something from there, and I did actually do that with this one. Now, one thing I will recommend is you have to heat this up in hot water to make the plastic a little bit softer, and then get whatever blade you use, a utility knife or your preferred choice of decapitation, and then you cut that peg. Now you have the head separated from the peg, and then you just use I just use regular drill bits, and I started with the smallest one to make like a pilot hole, like right in the center, and then I just kept going bigger and bigger and bigger until I got to where the head actually sits on the neck pegs. And this allows you to use that head on different figures that you might want to try out. But I, of course, wanted it for my custom Grim Knight. Now, you can complete this process by actually dremeling a little hole in there to where you could put the actual neck peg, and that, lets you articulate it a little bit more and secure it to the head. But I finally did it. It does look really good on the Grim Knight figure. Love the way it looks. I did make him that mercenary mouth covering baklava. You know, that fits well onto the figure as well. I do have all these Grim Knight figures that I could either customize or mess around with. That is why I do have one that I will never alter or change. But this is just a figure I really enjoyed. Of course, now with the Warner Brothers mandate, they would never make the Grim Knight, and he is actually a character I really like. I wish somehow they would bring him back, but right now, the way things are looking, he's going to be put on the shelf for a while. But I do think he would be a character that could be well utilized. And I, for one, actually love the character, love the look, love the whole thing behind it. And that is why I amassed these figures, because it was one of my favorite figures that came out from McFarlane. Now, before we go, let's actually try the head on some other figures. I did want to try it at least on like 5 figures. And starting off, we will try it on the very first Batman released from McFarlane, which was the Batman 1000. Now, this is my custom Batman 1000, where I actually used the oval body from the blue version and put it with the darker blue version. But let's take off the head and see how it looks on this body. A little bit big, but I mean, it still fits. Now, one thing I did notice from this Three Jokers Batman head is that it could pretty much make any figure look badass. Like that, that's just the one thing it does do. Now, aside from the grain that it has, I mean, that's like a little leather texture look. If it was smooth, it would work a lot more with these, but it still looks pretty cool. Then I went ahead and tried it on another one of my favorite McFarlane figures, which is the Thomas Wayne Batman. Another one that we luckily got before the gun ban. And this is another one of my favorite figure. I do own 3 of these, and I'm really happy with them. But he also has a pretty cool, sinister looking head. But just for fun, I wanted to see how it would look with the Three Jokers head on there. And in all actuality, even if you just painted the eyes red, it works really good with this Batman. He still has that gritty look to him. Awesome, awesome look. Then let's go ahead and try him out with the McFarlane design Batman. Now, the reason I chose this one is because a lot of people don't really like this head sculpt, and he has these weird goggles, but actually it looks, you know, does the same trick, makes it look a lot better and gives him a more darker feel to him than the original head. And you can also put the goggles up on top. It looks pretty sweet as well. And even pull the goggles down and check out how he looks. All in all, makes it look a lot better than the original head sculpt, but I do still like this original McFarlane figure. Then let's go ahead and try him on my custom painted Future State Batman. Now, the reason I wanted to try this one is because in the statue version of this, there is actually a version where he just has a cowl, like a regular Batman cowl, and I thought it would look pretty sweet trying it on this body. And actually, it does look pretty awesome. Gives it like a whole different feel than this one that has the exposed ears and like the chin plating and all that. But all in all, another nice looking head swap. And then finally, one of the better actual head sculpts that received from McFarlane is this Rebirth Batman. Now, the body is a little bit iffy. I mean, the legs are kind of big and the upper body is smaller, but a lot of people do enjoy this Batman. But I did wonder how he would look with the Three Jokers Batman head swapped on. Now, this one does look a little bit big, but you could manipulate it a little bit to give it like that cool look. Some shots he looks better than others, but it just goes to show you that this Three Jokers Batman is just one of the better looks that McFarlane has given us for a traditional Batman. Just has that gritty, grimy look to him. And, you know, I know it's pretty hard to head swap these because of the neck peg, But if I was able to do it, you guys should be able to do it. Now, that's going to be it for now. I will see you on the next one. Keep hunting out there, keep collecting, keep customizing, and keep cool out there.